Hello, America, and welcome to another sports podcast. Yes, I did all of the sports. This is Phil Ranta, your sports outsider, and we're sorry we've been gone for 3 weeks, but Joel is sick, Jordan is sick, I gave them the sickness, so yeah, we decided to do a very special episode that's just me this time. A lot of people have been requesting that we do a compilation of our weird sports, so we're going to do that this time. But it's very hard for me to do this alone, so we went over to our Curtain Jerks friends, and we got their good friend to help me out here. He is the voice of WWE Sports Entertainment. Hello to Vince McMahon.
The voice of sports entertainment?
Yeah.
It is my empire.
Oh, okay.
Did you even do any research?
I never do research. That's kind of my thing.
What is your thing?
My thing is to be as dumb as possible at any given time.
Well, you are succeeding in that.
Oh, come on, Vince McMahon.
I
don't
am the
deserve that.
CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment.
I know, you've already said that. We're glad to have you here, though. I'm not looking to give Taurus in the mouth.
Well, good. I talked to those guys at Curtain Jerks, and they said you needed help today, and I used to be a broadcaster. I used to commentate on Saturday night's main event. That was my broadcaster voice.
You sounded like Don Pardo from Saturday Night Live.
I know
Jan
Don Pardo.
Hooks, Victoria Jackson.
I'm good friends with Jan Hooks.
Really?
Yes, I am.
Jan Hooks has friends?
Jan Hooks stays in my guest house.
Oh, that's really sad. Hey, Vince, I've been meaning to ask you, Vince McMahon.
Mr. McMahon.
I'm sorry, Mr. McMahon. You're very tan. What do you think of March Madness? March Madness is going on right now.
March Madness. It is nothing compared to WrestleMania weekend.
Okay. March Madness is a little bigger. Nobody does office pools.
A little bit bigger. It is The Rock versus John Cena in track pants versus jorts.
Is that really how they're...
That's how I'm showcasing the event.
Really? You're doing it by their waist
by their pant
ankle
wear.
leg? Okay. That seems like the promo should be more about like the new school versus the old school.
No. Kids won't understand that. It's all about comfort and pants.
Okay.
If you wear track pants, well, you're on the go like The Rock is doing Hollywood movies, so he wears track pants.
Sure, I love the Tooth Fairy.
Or if you're John Cena and you're wearing jorts.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot of jorts.
You don't want to commit to a jean. You want to half commit. So if it's summertime, you have the comfort of a jean snuggling you, and then...
You've thought a lot about this.
It's hot outside. I'm a marketing genius.
You know, I've been wanting you to do this for a long time. What would be my wrestler name if I got to join the WWE? Phil Ranta.
Phil Ranta. Well, your head is unusually sized.
Okay.
You have a large computer monitor in front of you, and your head is 3 times larger than that.
Okay, so I'd be like the head basher.
We do like a Pep Boys thing with you.
Okay.
You'd be like a Pep. You'd be Peppy Ranta.
Oh, Peppy.
Peppy.
That's a terrible name.
Peppy Ranta. Well, you got to start somewhere.
I would definitely be a jobber if my name was Peppy Ranta.
Oh, you'd be a jobber, all right.
Oh,
you
that's
got
not
to
fair.
put John Cena over. He wears jorts.
I know, you said that. Hey,
You're wearing a full jean.
I am. I like to keep my calves warm.
It is hot here.
I'm sorry about that. You're sweating very profusely.
I'm always working up a sweat.
Okay. I've been meaning to ask you, do you listen to the Sports podcast?
I have had my interns. They have compiled your best of, and I've listened to many things of your weird sports with you putting ferrets down each other's pants and you're all talking about it. I listen to that. I listen to you talking about queerage. Queerage.
Oh, the Quidditch episode.
Exactly, queerage.
Yeah, Joel and Jordan hated that.
Yes, you're all kissing each other or something.
No.
I stopped listening. I assume you're all kissing each other.
No, it was about college students
You're
riding
all
around
a
on
bunch
brooms.
of Billy and Chucks and Ricos.
What? I don't even know what that means.
And back in about 2004, 2005 in the World Wrestling Entertainment, we had a tag team named Billy and Chuck. Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo.
Okay.
They dressed alike, and they were a gay couple.
All right.
It was very enthralling television, and Rico, their manager, married them. But little did the audience know it was all a sham. They weren't gay.
What?
Nope.
Something in wrestling was a sham?
Oh, you shut your mouth.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Is this going to be like HBO with real sports? You think you're a Bob Costas?
No.
I'll knock you out.
No, don't knock me out. Hey, sit down. No, sit down. Don't put the blender down. Don't put the blender in my face.
This was a gift and part of the gift basket. I will re-gift this blender.
Oh, don't re-gift the blender. You gave it to me.
That's right. I brought a gift basket for you because I am a gentleman.
Okay.
And I am an exceptional. You tell me. Don't you tell me, Jack. You like HBO.
Yeah, I do like HBO.
No, you're like HBO. You're getting in my face.
I don't mean to get in your face. I just wanted you to be here so that we could introduce some weird sports together.
We'll introduce some of these weird sports.
Well, let's do this first one together. This first one is it's a fan favorite. And you actually already mentioned it a little earlier.
You mean your universe?
Yeah, okay.
Using
I know
the word fan
is
is taboo. I don't use that word fan.
Right, you use the wrestling universe, right?
Universe, the sports, yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to take that. Well, this is one you mentioned earlier. We've had some big fans of this one, but we're going to listen to a clip from the Quidditch episode of Weird Sports.
Quidditch,
yeah.
Quidditch.
Okay,
I'm not going to kiss you.
And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Weird Sports.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm told that this is a particularly weird sport.
This is this is a sport that a lot of people have said, hey, you're doing weird sports, you have to do this weird sport. And I've been putting it off because I am not a populist. I am a niche dude. But now we're going to do it, all right? This week's weird sport, Muggle Quidditch.
Oh, God. What, Muggle?
Yeah, Muggle Quidditch. It's on now. Joel, I could tell by the disappointed look in his face, immediately understands. Jordan still looks confused, which means you're cooler than Joel.
This sounds weird.
It is weird. You know Quidditch. Quidditch is the sport they play in Harry Potter.
Oh, well, that's not a sport.
Right. Well,
let's use the term sport extremely loosely.
Hogwarts, yeah. Because, in that sport, a bunch of children fly around on brooms.
No, wait a second.
Yeah.
Now that qualifies as weird.
Yes.
Undoubtedly. However, all the weird sports we've done to date are real, like as in people play them.
Right.
They're actual competitive
Muggle
sports.
in the Harry Potter universe is another way of saying non-magical human.
That sounds like a slur, a muggle.
It kind of is. Well, they use mudblood as the slur.
Oh, my God.
Mudblood is what they call
Kids watch these movies?
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought the first time I heard that. I'm like, that sounds like harsh. That? Doesn't it sound harsh? But anyways, enough nerding out about Harry Potter knowledge, which I clearly have already shown myself. But Muggle Quidditch is starting to take off on college campuses, which is just taken from the movie, and then they decided to make an intramural sport out of this magical thing from a nerd movie.
Now I'm less enthused. So basically, lame college kids are playing a lame fake sport that they have to modify to make it playable.
There were so many IM sports at college. There
Yeah.
was all sorts of completely retarded stuff already available for you to play at college, and they had to come up with one more even dumber.
Well, let's not write it off yet. Maybe if you hear the rules, then this will be
all right,
something. We'll all grab our broomsticks and go, right? I've got my broomstick ready in case you guys are down. Okay, so I've already told you a little bit about it, but I'm just going to give you the quick rundown of how it's played, right? So the whole idea of Quidditch is that there's in the movie there's chasers, keepers, beaters, and seekers. Okay, the chasers are the people who are passing around the quaffle, which is the ball, right? They pass around the quaffle, trying to throw it through the rings at the end, which is like the end zone. So they're trying to throw it through the rings. The keepers are like the goaltenders in soccer. They're trying to stop it from it. The beaters are the ones that are taking bats and trying to block the other team's players. They're like the defensive players.
Goons. Are they like goons in hockey?
They're kind of like goons. They're enforcers, you know? And then the seekers are playing a completely different game altogether. They release something called a golden snitch, and if you go and you catch the golden snitch, then the game immediately ends, and you get enough points that no matter how many things you throw through the ring, you pretty much win, right?
Yeah.
So, Joel, did I get this about right?
You got this about right. There's a whole bunch of things that happen that are completely irrelevant, and then there's one little tiny ball flying around that matters.
I mean, I read the first Harry Potter book when I was still young enough where I shouldn't have been as concerned about that as I was when I was like, this sport makes no sense.
No sense.
But still. Well, now, luckily, we took this completely nonsensical sport, playing it on land now.
Yeah.
One thing that I especially hate starting off with this, still have brooms between your legs.
What?
No reason.
They're just carrying around brooms? Do they have to be between your legs?
It has to be between your legs, yeah.
I think that says something about the people that are playing this sport.
Yeah, they don't care
as to what they have between their legs.
Right, totally. That's it. That's all they've got between their legs, a broom. But so the goals, because naturally we can't have it be 100 yards in the air and actually flying around, the goals are just PVC pipe and hula hoops at the end of a... Are you guys getting sad yet?
Yeah, this sounds like Polish horseshoes.
Sadder and sadder, like every single...
I'm curious to go see it. Actually, I've heard of some people playing. I've never gone to see it, but now I really want to because it sounds like I'm just going to like cry, like I'm watching the end of a Lifetime movie. Like, oh, these poor people play a real sport. The quaffle, because it's something that has to be like big that you can barely hold on to, a partially deflated volleyball.
What?
Yep.
Does it have to be partially deflated?
You have to grab it with one hand easily. And a lot of women play Quidditch. Not to say, I'm just saying women have smaller hands than men. Well, it was in the movie too, yeah.
That's not
it's
a sport.
Like 50-50.
I'm sorry, no. Any this is not even. It can be weird.
Yeah.
It can be fake.
Right.
Any sport that is played predominantly co-ed,
almost entirely
is not a sport.
co-ed.
That's not a sport.
What, Jordan? This isn't one of your writers' rooms and your comedy writers' rooms that you work in Los Angeles, where it's all white males between the ages of 22 and 35, right?
We got that shit on lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's not that he does. He's not that he's saying that women can't play. He's saying that women should play with women and men should play with men because the differences in physicality make sports not competitive.
Oh, so they should play in like a separate but equal league, is what you're saying, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe there should be water fountains that should say women only and men only.
Softball is a sport. You can play. Men play it. Women play it. Okay. Right. However, and there are co-ed leagues.
Yeah.
However, if the sport in and of itself only is co-ed, I question the veracity of this sport.
Oh, perhaps you haven't seen a little movie called Juana Man. Juana Man is about how men and women can coexist in sports.
I don't doubt they can coexist.
This would be the movie where an NBA player at the end of his career decides to dress in drag and play in the WNBA.
Right.
Oh,
and
the
he
new
gets so
NBC
much
sitcom.
Yeah,
Work it.
Do you know that 50% of all movies named Juana Man end in sweatpants? Sorry, that made no sense whatsoever. Made no sense. Well, in this one, I've got to actually get to the rules now. It's rules time, all right?
Okay, yeah.
So in the other one, they release the snitch. Harry Potter goes to chase the snitch. The other guys play a game that doesn't matter, and then Harry Potter catches the snitch and wins, right? Generally?
Yeah.
Well, in this one, they want to make
He's good at it?
Oh, yeah. He's the star. Go figure. It's like the B line of the movie, right? Like
I don't like this.
He's fighting a wizard, and then also he's like a Quidditch star.
Because everyone loves Harry Potter.
Right, and he's like the most popular kid in school and blah, 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 blah. But any hoozle.
Which, that's the least realistic thing about this book. He's the most popular kid in school. He's apparently the best athlete in school because he's great at Quidditch. And he's like a super nice guy that everybody gets along with. No chance.
No way.
In reality, folks, guess what? Harry Potter is a total jerk. He bangs Hermione and then lies to everyone about it. All right? Think about it. That's how Harry Potter in real life goes.
Oh, I do think about it. I think about it a lot. A lot. Way too much.
So these college kids have brooms between their legs.
They've got brooms between their legs. So the whole point is that the people who are the beaters and the chasers are trying to score the goals against the keepers and the hula hoops, right?
Okay.
And I forget the point total exactly, but let's say it's like 1 point or whatever every time they throw it in. Because it didn't say on the Wikipedia entry and I don't remember. So so it's like 1 point every time they throw it in. Meanwhile, somebody who is dressed, who's not playing the game, he essentially functions as the ball, is playing the role of the golden snitch. A human being. Dressed in all gold. They made a special point of this on the Wikipedia entry. Sometimes wearing wings.
I cannot. I wish I could roll my eyes audibly.
No, this is kind of like the mascot of a sport being like, well, now you're the ball. Go play.
Well, that's weird.
Right. But what I love about this is the idea that this guy's dressed in all gold, right? It could be a woman. dressed in all gold, wearing wings. They say when they play it on college campuses, they can go anywhere on the college campus. Is fair game. And the chasers have to go after them. So, like, they could literally run like a mile away from where the game's being played. Just somebody in wings dressed all gold being like, I'm the snitch, you can't catch me.
And if they catch him, they get on their cell phone, call their loser friends who still have brooms between their legs.
Yeah.
Game over.
But I have the people who are actually the seekers also have to have the brooms between their legs. So they're running around campus with a broom between their legs going, I'm looking for the golden snitch.
No, the golden snitch. Does he have a broom beneath his legs?
I doubt it, no.
I don't know.
Just a ball.
Guys, I'm willing to paint myself gold for this, but I think we should go to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
We should set one of these games up. You guys will be the two seekers.
Okay.
I will play the golden snitch.
Okay.
And we will go drink beer and watch football or basketball or something for an entire day.
Well, they just keep endlessly
all
playing.
of these morons with their broomsticks running around a field.
And then just call them 3 hours later and just be like, yeah, I got it.
You think we're going to stop after 3
over.
hours, Phil?
This is the
10. We are going to test how long they're willing to play their retarded little sport.
I've got an idea, Joel. How about instead we just drink beer all day? Forget about you dressing in gold and going to a campus.
No,
Just
I
go
want
drink
some.
beer.
I want some outward hostility toward this
Yeah,
sport.
the
I'm not
the
satisfied
enjoyment.
just calling it weird.
You want to stick
Yeah.
it to them. Well, just to give you a little background, and then if you catch the golden snitch, you get like what 20 points or something. So they're never gonna get as many.
I think it's like 15 times as much as if you put a ball through a hoop.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So like if you catch the snitch, you win.
Yes.
It's a stupid sport. I'm sorry for all of you Muggle Quidditch players out there, but even if I watched it, I don't think I would be turned over. But let me
the
give
only
you a little
thing more
background.
pathetic than people playing Muggle Quidditch would be Muggle Quidditch spectators.
Oh man. Yeah.
You want to talk about some mudbloods?
Right. Bunch of mudbloods in that audience.
Jordan.
Sorry.
Wow.
I know.
You know what?
Wow.
That pushed me over the edge. I'm afraid
Yeah,
I'm going to have to
that's-
close out this segment. That was another Weird Sports. Hey, that was fun, huh?
Ah, that was disgusting. I had to get up and leave.
Oh, I know. Where'd you go?
I went to do some push-ups.
I thought it was funny that you reached in the gift basket and took out that body chocolate you had in there before you went in.
Why is that funny?
Well, I just
Why
figured.
is body chocolate humorous?
Well, first of all, I
chocolate
thought it
for
was
the body.
weird. It was weird that you gave it to me in a gift basket. That's
That's all
usually a
the-
sensual gift.
That's the only word you seem to use around here is weird.
I don't
It's
mean
a
weird.
weird sport.
Odd.
Oh, odd. Oh, look at you. $1 million word right there.
Odd? That's a 3-letter. That's the most $1,000,000 word there is.
I know. I am being insulting to you.
No,
You can't
you're
even-
not being insulting.
I am. I'm being insulting to you.
No, come on.
This show is rinky-dink.
Rinky dink.
This is rinky-dink.
Well, I never, sir.
You should.
Well, you know what, Vince?
I don't.
I'm gonna go up against you in WrestleMania now.
I'm retired. I don't wrestle
No, I'm
anymore.
challenging you.
Oh, you and everybody else. You and the whole universe. You think you know what's better for me?
I do. I'm Peppy Ranta, damn it.
Oh, well then you're gonna lose, Peppy.
Speaking of losing, we're gonna go to another weird sport right now. This is another favorite. Have you heard of the sport of bog snorkeling?
No, I have not heard of bog snorkeling. I have a sports entertainment empire.
Well, this is kind of like sports entertainment. It's people snorkel in bogs.
You know, what kind of disturbed people are? Don't they know that there's sports entertainment out there? Don't they? Haven't they ever seen the WWE? Why would they need to bog snort? Don't they know?
Bog snort?
Don't they know about the Big Show? He's the biggest athlete. He's over 7 feet tall and weighs almost 500 pounds.
That's
And
not
he has
word.
a tattoo of his wife's name on the back of his neck.
Tess. Tess?
Tess.
Taz?
Taz.
Taz?
Taz.
He's married to Taz?
Oh, very funny. Taz works at another company, you jackass.
I know. Watch Impact Wrestling.
No, don't watch Impact
No, you
Wrestling.
can watch it. It's great.
You watch WrestleMania on April 1st.
All right, well,
You'll see Team Teddy Long versus Team Lance.
pretty sure those aren't words, but let's cut right now to the weird sport of bog
Bog
snorkeling. And now it's time for another weird sport.
Phil's
Weird
in,
sports.
Phil's in makeup, everyone.
That's what I do. I'm getting more and more extravagant every time.
I was going to say, the hour you spend in makeup before the weird sports segment adds a lot to our recording time.
I
lot
want to
to
look
our
pretty
recording
for
time.
you guys.
It looks
It's all for
ghoulish.
you. Ghoulish.
It does.
Well, this is actually a kind of a little bit of a Halloween themed one. That's why I picked this one.
Oh.
It's
Alright.
good. 'Tis the season.
Is it pumpkin chucking?
No, it's not pumpkin chucking. Jordan,
I have no guesses.
good guess, but no. This weird sport, bog snorkeling.
No.
That's snorkeling.
Bog snorkeling.
One of those things is not a word.
Yes.
Okay, I can imagine snorkeling in a bog. How would it be competitive?
Well, that's the thing. It is. Bog snorkeling. Bog snorkeling is a sporting event that consists of competitors completing 2 consecutive lengths of 60 yards water-filled trench cut through peat bog. So they cut a trench through peat bog, they fill it with water, and it becomes like a swampy mess.
Wait, no.
Wow.
Wait, what is peat bog a proper bog? Like, this isn't a
I
type
think
of bog?
I think it's mostly like muddy water.
Is it like peat,
No,
like
peat,
you
peat
bit-
is like condensed like plant matter of some sort.
Right.
Peat is where coal comes from.
But wait. My question was, is it peat describing the bog, or is this like peat bog in Scotland?
No, it's describing the bog.
Like,
Okay.
it is a peat bog.
Yeah.
Not. It isn't peat bog. It is a peat bog.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you know that it's got to be thick because they have to wear snorkels and flippers for it.
Ugh.
And they have to complete the course without using conventional swimming strokes, relying on flipper power alone. They have to do this one
What
like
is
a
the
fish.
distance?
It's 60 yards, but they got to go there and back.
That's a.
That's like
I
120
would-
Wait,
yards.
where do they do this?
That would be a fairly
Where
short
is-
swimming race, but I don't know how much.
You guys are not going to be surprised. It's another one at Weird Wells, Wales.
The Welsh again.
The Welsh again.
Is this the same town
It's the
as
same town.
No!
It's the same town.
Are you serious?
I forget what the other sport was that had this town.
Was it the man horse marathon?
It might have been.
I
Or was it
question
the
this.
toe wrestling.
I think it was
No,
the
toe
man
wrestling was
horse.
English.
Yeah, I think
I-
it was the man horse marathon.
I openly question this town's motives.
Lantward.
They're
Yes.
just trying to get in the Guinness book, it seems like.
It seems like I bet they are. I mean, it was started in 1976, so it's been going on for a while. Again, it began as a result of an over-the-bar conversation between Gordon Green and a few regulars.
God,
I think that there's just this one bar in Wales
Yeah.
where all they do all day is sit and be like, it'd be weird if we had to balance eggs on our nose and run 100 miles. Yeah, let's make it a sport.
You sit down at a pub in Wales. Be careful.
because you're going to run into someone with a southern accent who wants to bet you dumb shit, basically.
Right, exactly. This is the great part. Well, the first world championship of this was held in '85, so they were doing this for 9
Before they
years.
got up to the
They did
elite
9
level.
years before it was. They were just like there's probably other good bog snorkelers
Oh, sure.
elsewhere.
Yeah.
Who
Before
we're
that,
not
it was just for
competing
the
with.
love of the game. It was just a
Yeah.
bunch of people in a bog just having a time of their lives. Then they had to make it all corporate. But it takes place every August.
That's when the bogs are good. is
Yeah,
August.
it's true. That's
good
the
bog season.
when they're at their boggiest.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Well, they do describe it as the dense Wayan Reed peat bog is where it takes place. 200 entrants each year. And it's actually got a sponsor, like one sponsor that puts it on. The sponsor, this is my favorite part, is called The Fun Swim Shop. That's the sponsor. You'd think like Gatorade or Red Bull, someone who...
No, for bog snorkeling, no, I would not think those things at all.
It seems like somebody would like take this on, but no, The Fun Swim Shop, that amazing corporation.
What can we sponsor that's gonna make people think swimming and fun?
Right. Well, there's this event that sounds like it's no fun whatsoever, where people that you won't be able to see because they're in a murky water and you can see their little snorkel go above water, spend an hour trying to mush their way through 120 yards of bog. Perfect!
Tell me.
I'm also imagining a lot of fog around the bog.
Yeah.
Might make the signs hard to see if you're the fun swim shop.
Right. I would
Not a
think
good
so.
idea.
Yeah. Because I imagine there's also witches on the side stirring a giant cauldron with smoke coming out of it. Cackling. It's
Why is-
Halloween.
Yeah, no, I have another, and this is a legitimate question, but it also could be viewed as Halloween themed. Do they do like a head count when they get back? Because have you guys seen like footage of those like peat bog mummies?
There's peat bog mummies?
Oh, there are. Like ancient people like fall into peat bogs, and their bodies are like perfectly preserved like thousands of years later because it's so densely packed that like no air gets to them.
Really? Is that how
It's just like the ice people, yeah. And people find them. They're like cutting through peat bogs and they're like, oh shit, and like their skin's all black and kind of withered, but they're still like
alive.
They haven't been eaten away by
They're
bacteria
still
or
eating
anything.
the souls of humans? It's a peat bog mummy.
So I'm just saying,
Are you sure this wasn't a Scooby-Doo episode that you saw?
No, it was not a.
It's a peat bog mummy.
It is not Scooby-Doo in the peat bog mummy. No, there are mummies that get found in peat bogs. And apparently more now because
Yeah, I
they're
would
sending
think
people
so.
in there willy-nilly.
And the mummies are going to get them. Well, first of all, I should say that the world record holder, 84 seconds. That's fast.
84 seconds for 120 yards.
120 yards
pretty
in
fast.
in a
and
peat
not
bog.
It's
using
a
their
bog.
hands. They
Just
have to
kicking.
flippers. Yeah.
In a
through the
bog.
peat bog.
That's fast as hell.
That's pretty good.
I don't
think
know if I
do
could
that.
run 120 yards in 84 seconds.
think-
I'd probably start
I
coughing.
think you could, Phil.
I'd get pretty tired.
120 yards is not a particularly long distance to run.
I couldn't run that through a bog.
Oh, that's true.
I couldn't either. I'd end
Yeah.
up a mummy.
That's true. I'd get eaten by a mummy probably. This is great though. There's a men's champion, there's a women's champion, and then for the up and comers, there's a juniors champion.
Oh, Jesus.
Current junior champion is Jonathan Hilliard. So congratulations, Jonathan. I'm sure you're listening out there.
And not congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Hilliard.
Right.
Where
Who has
are
a
you?
crazy
You
freak zone.
negligently allowed their son to compete in a bog.
I just
swimming
imagine him like a
competition.
5-year-old with floaties, so they're like, "Yeah, my son can swim. Get him into the peat bog."
I want to go peat bog. I said, mummy, peat bog, mummy.
So bog snorkeling championships. You guys want to go next year?
I am in.
Yeah.
I'm not. You guys can go without me.
I got frequent flyer miles.
Perfect.
See you there, buddy.
I've got a snorkel you guys can't borrow because it would be ruined.
In a peat bog.
And that was another episode of Weird Sports. Wow, that was some bog snorkeling fun, huh?
I guess so, if that's what you consider to be fun nowadays.
All right, we're still here with WWE CEO Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon. Phil Ranta, you're fired.
Oh, I knew I was going to get fired.
Where are the other hosts for this show?
They got fired.
Oh, they're fired. Where are they, damn it?
Joel is sick right now.
Joel is sick with what?
I don't know. He just said he was very sick. He couldn't come over.
Oh, I work sick all the time. Is Joel a 4-year-old girl?
Well, I was going to say, you have a little scratch in your voice. I was wondering if you were sick as well.
I'm fine. 100%.
Are you sure?
I'm always at 100%. Sickness can't keep me down.
Oh, well, okay.
So I assume Joel is a little girl who skinned his knee.
Yeah, yeah.
Is
that's
a little
good-
girl who skinned his knee while wearing a skirt.
He is. I have a feeling, actually, he's watching March Madness games right now.
Oh, because that's the only thing that makes a little girl feel better.
Okay, that's a lot of our fans you're insulting.
I have here in the gift basket. I have a training bra for Joel.
Oh, what? I was wondering why you brought over a training bra that was made for a 6'4" hippie.
I don't find that amusing.
Yeah,
it is
you
for
just
your
laughed.
host.
Okay. Well, do
is-
you want to go to another weird sport?
No, I don't.
Well, we're gonna.
I want to talk more about WrestleMania.
Okay, we'll give you 30 seconds to talk about WrestleMania. What do you think of The Undertaker? The Undertaker is coming back for
The
this one again.
Undertaker. He's wearing a hood now. What's he got to hide?
His hair's falling out, right?
Oh, well, who's to say? Don't spoil it for the universe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Spoiler alert: his hair is falling out because he's an old man.
He might have cut it off himself because he's so filled with rage at Triple H, my son-in-law.
That could be.
Because he's going to face him in a Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels going to count pinfalls.
I didn't understand a word of that.
He's got a pinfall.
He's got a pitfall.
He's counting pinfall.
Okay, well, we better go to another weird sport right now.
If you insist.
All right, well, we're going to go to a weird sport that's a little odd. It's kind of like wrestling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wrestling, finally a sport I can relate to.
Only it's wrestling with people dressed as monsters.
Monsters?
Yeah.
Oh, like the boogeyman.
Yeah, well, kind of like the boogeyman.
The
yeah.
boogeyman. He's coming to get you. And then he hits himself with a clock, and then he eats worms.
Yes, they're kind of like that. Only this is a very weird sport.
Well, El Gigante, he wears a skin-tight suit of flesh. And
Okay.
there's just hair in appropriate places.
Aren't we all really wearing a skin-tight suit of flesh?
All right, you got me there.
All right, well, let's listen to a little bit of monster fighting. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Oh, the sport is so weird! Why is it weird? Weird Sports. What do we got? Today's Weird Sport. Kaiju Big Battle.
A lot of our weird sports go into a territory that's off color.
You're pretty excited, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can tell already. You've got a smile on your face, ear to ear.
Kaiju sounds Asian.
Oh, well, you're right, my fine American friend. It is Asian, but let me get into it.
How Asian?
First of all, this is going to be something that pisses
What kind
Joel
of
off.
Asian?
This is going to be something that pisses Joel off.
What makes you say that?
This is kind of a sport in the way that professional wrestling is a sport.
Oh.
It's kind of half performance, half sport.
Well, I'm still interested
it's not
and
a sport.
excited.
But get a load of this. Kaiju Big Battle is a performance by the Boston, Massachusetts-based entertainment troupe. They call it entertainment troupe in the same way wrestling is. Studio Kaiju, which was created by two Americans, Rand Borden and David Borden. So not Asian necessarily.
The Borden brothers.
Or at all.
Until you see the content. The performances are parodies of both professional wrestling and Tokusatsu Kaiju movies of Japan.
I don't know what those are.
Well, let me tell you. They're kind of like professional wrestling thing where performers come out and they're like wearing costumes and everything, but these costumes are like Godzilla and Gamera, and they're supposed to be giants. They're portraying giants, but they're regular-sized people who are just having this huge battle royale.
Oh man, is the ring like have a bunch of cardboard skyscrapers and like little matchbox cars are picking up?
They definitely play up the enormity of what they're supposed to be. Yes. I mean, they're still they acknowledge that they're people because they do have human sidekicks sometimes. So there's no way to fake that unless you find the world's tiniest little person. Maybe someone would toss a dwarf in there and.
Wouldn't the whole crowd have to be little people?
Yeah, I mean, really to create the illusion fully. Yeah.
Note to listeners, I did say little people.
Yeah, you're a good man.
I was
not me.
We have not yet come up with our invented word for. Still working on that one.
This is one of my favorite parts of it. So it's called the Kaiju Big Battle, but it's spelled Battel. And I'm like, that's fascinating.
Oh, instead of LE.
Right. I thought that was really interesting, and I'm like, there's got to be like that's maybe the Japanese way of saying it, something like that. Well, get this. The misspelling of battle is intentional due to a misprint of an early T-shirt design. So they printed the T-shirts. They're like, that's spelled, you know what, we meant to do that.
Let's change the whole name of the sport.
Yeah, exactly. We're changing our
You must
sport.
have printed up a lot of those T-shirts. Well, what actually is this? Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
You want to
other
get
than
to
not
the
a sport.
nitty-gritty of it?
I'm
Okay.
still confused as to what this
Yeah.
is.
I mean, really, so you've seen professional wrestling, right?
Oh, and then some.
Yeah, so people come out and they get their theme music and they march down and everybody claps for them. They get in the middle of the ring and they fight.
Well, sometimes
right?
they jeer them.
Sometimes, yeah, it depends if you're a baby face or a heel.
Yeah.
Baby faces get cheered, the heels get booed.
Boo. Oh, I hate that guy. Boo.
And once they do start getting cheers, then they turn baby face, right? This is the same thing. They go to the middle of the ring and they fight until one of them's defeated. This one's more about defeat than getting pinned. It's like, well, Joel has not spoken much and is looking at me weird. But it's like wrestling. It's a performance piece, but they don't try to fake the fact that you're pinning someone.
I'm confused but engaged.
Yes.
Right.
How does one get defeated then?
I think you just fall over. and that's it.
Well, that's to be fair. This is how many monsters who attacked Japan were
Yes,
also defeated
thank
when
you.
they fell over.
I mean, I imagine Mothra is not that much different. Mothra didn't have to get a 3 count, right?
Mothra could fly.
Right.
Mothra was a giant moth.
Yeah, but moths usually do die by somebody pinning them to something.
Oh, I get it. I get you going there.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. The reason why I
good.
chose this sport to talk about, even though I know it would make Joel angry, which it is the entire Wikipedia page. I encourage you to all look it up. Kaiju Big Battle, the Wikipedia. It's almost entirely a list of characters that they play. And I just wanted to read you guys some of the characters to talk about.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Kung Fu Chicken Noodle is the name of one of them.
Yes, thank you.
Is it a noodle?
Get this. He's a Cantonese worker who gains superpowers and an armored soup can, which he wears, after falling into a vat of chicken noodle soup in a failed suicide attempt. I mean, Frank, like in WWE wrestling,
There
some
is
of them,
not that kind of character
no,
development.
Yeah.
right? Like some of them have kind of like
It's usually just crude, like really crude cultural stereotypes.
yeah, some of them are goofy. Like now they have like in WWE they have the Funkasaurus, who's like this dude who just goes up and dances
Yeah,
in pimp
but
clothes. But it's
they had
not
the
to the
pimp
level
guy.
of Kung Fu Chicken Noodle.
They had
No, he has a whole backstory.
the Arab
Yeah.
guy.
We
Right,
know about his
exactly.
life before he became
Yeah, but
Kim
this is specific.
Joo-joo.
I enjoy this.
Yeah, here's another one. This is one that I liked. His name is Super Wrong. He is the disco dancing time traveling hero known for his flamboyant ring entrance and a horrible win-loss record. He's known for his horrible. So he goes in and he disco dances, and then he loses.
Gets the crap
and he
kicked out of him.
travels through time.
Well, the time traveling, I like
That's-
that angle.
Yeah.
No
Why-
one's a loser who time
Why
travels.
would someone have time travel and opt to use it to travel into the future, I'm presuming?
I assume so, because it's got to be from the 70s, right?
to lose?
Or
To
he's
ulti-
implying that disco comes back.
Yeah.
Which, God, I hope that happens after I'm dead.
Now, like in WWE, there's many factions.
Oh.
You know, like there's the NWA, there's Nexus. It's the same way with this. There's kind of like teams. I've read you 2 of the heroes, believe it or not.
Mr. Wrong, Super Wrong, and Chicken Noodle.
Yeah, Kung
Chicken
Fu
noodle,
Chicken
man.
Noodle.
Kung Fu Chicken Noodle.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now I'd like to read some of the people who are the bad guys in a team called the Rogues.
Oh, they're up to no good.
Yeah.
Who is part of the Rogues, you ask? Well, here's one. His name is D.W. Cycloctopus III. Cycloptopus. Yes, I pronounced it right.
D.W.
Cycloptopus III.
See, this is the problem when D.W. Cycloptopus had such a large trust fund for his kids.
Right.
Because they just,
They just keep having more DW Cycloptopuses.
well, they just went nuts. They became evil.
Yeah, they join up with the Rogues. Well, I imagine that you kind of know who this character is, but I'm going to explain it to you. He's a sea monster with few friends and many enemies. He makes up one of the
Unlike
members.
those other sea monsters
Right.
who have a whole bunch of buddies.
Right. Like Sharktopus was a very popular sea monster. Not Cycloctopus the third.
They wrote that part out of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but originally it was the squid and all of his friends were like daring him to go after the sub.
I know
Yeah.
that Joel is going to laugh hard at this one.
Oh, I'm going to lean back from the mic then.
He makes up one of the members of a faction called the Sea Amigos. Joel loves puns. They're called the Sea Amigos because they're from the sea.
Okay,
Yeah,
I follow.
yeah. But he has had some success. He and Hell Monkey went on a big rampage at one time.
Well, when you're paired with Hell Monkey. it's
Right,
hard to
right.
see how that's
And
not
they
gonna-
end up winning a tag team championship. So that happened. Everyone got very quiet.
so that happened.
All right, then I'm going to go on to the next one. The next
Okay.
one, his name is Call Me Kevin. His name.
It's not Kevin.
No, it's Call Me Kevin. He was hurled from his home planet by an explosion. He lost his memory during the centuries it took for him to arrive on Earth. He's won only one kaiju big battle upon his arrival. He joined the Sea Amigos and was taken under the wing, or tentacle, of Uno Bozu. Despite having one of the losingest records of all of kaiju, Kevin was once the kaiju grand champion. Since losing the belt, he has been kicked out of the Sea Amigos and is presently flying solo. Kevin appeared at the Warsaw Wafu Fun on June 7th, 2002. He has kind of a tragic story. He's kind of like the Hamlet.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
You're so upset.
I'm also really amused that you said call me Kevin, and I thought, oh, here comes the sort of normal guy.
Right. Nope.
Home
he's
planet,
still, home planet
explosion.
explodes. Well, here we go. I'll give you a normal one.
Okay.
His name is Zombie Plantain.
Right.
Right. He was formerly Pablo Plantain.
Well, then what happened?
Well, Pablo was killed by Silver Potato during the first match of Someone Must Die. Luckily, Dr. Cube resurrected him.
And that was a shock, by the way. Nobody saw that coming.
But, don't cut me off, Dr. Cube resurrected him for evil.
Oh.
Though he seems to be more inclined at helping his brother than Cube.
Wow. Let me tell you this. The last time I got drunk at a Cuban restaurant, I wound up resurrecting some plantains, and it was evil.
Yes. Oh, no. That means vomiting.
I don't know that all of this tracks.
What?
This entire
No, it makes perfect sense. Well, let me end on this one then.
Okay.
I love these characters, though.
Yeah, there's human co-stars too that aren't human heroes. And I'm going to give you some of the normal ones. The most normal I would say is named the Commissioner. He's the overseer. But news of his death reported in April from eating too much chocolate, resulting in a heart attack,
Is he a dog?
were untrue. Yeah, well, no, he just ate too much chocolate.
Well, it was untrue, though.
Yeah, they turned out to be untrue. Luckily, there's another normal guy. His name is Jimmy Sprinkles. He's Kaiju's #1 super fan, also part of the show. We should get our #1 super fan who's also fictional in here.
Yeah. What? Not fictional at all.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jimmy, right?
Yeah, but I figured that Jimmy would be a good one to end on because he's Kaiju's #1 super fan, but he was brutally assaulted by the Sea Amigos after attempting to join them by singing Stay by Lisa Loeb in Brooklyn in 2008.
Wow.
The Sea Amigos hated that.
So
although
the Sea Amigos are so evil.
Right. In summary, I knew Joel would contest that this is a sport.
It's clearly not a sport. It's incredibly amusing, and I'm really glad that we opted to do it.
No, but so definitely go check it out.
Yeah, go check it
Superman
out.
Sarah
And take
all
some of
of
your
our
friends
other
in Boston.
people.
Yeah.
And make sure when you get there, tell them that this podcast happened.
Yeah, lean back, crack a couple of cold Bud Light premiums.
And don't get attacked by the Sea Amigos. And that brings an end to another episode of Weird Sports. Oh, there's an octopus with a cyclops eye who's a third because his parents were also named Cycloctopus. Wow, Vince McMahon, can you believe that people would wrestle on stage for people's entertainment?
Yes, I can. Yes,
Oh.
it seems like a viable business.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot for a second. You're the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment.
That's right.
Why did you change it to World Wrestling Entertainment?
Because you gotta get the F out.
Okay.
You gotta get the F out.
Yeah.
Speaking of out, where's the other host? I know Jordan.
Jordan. Yeah, Jordan Pomaville. Jordan Pomaville. He's been very busy. He's got a job right now. He was
he's
also
working.
sick
Well,
last
that's
week.
respectable.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is.
well, if he's working and he can't because he's working so much, that's respectable.
Sure, you're a working man, but Joel's sick.
Joe,
So-
because he's having that time of the month.
Oh,
He's
okay.
bleeding out of his vagina.
Okay, yes. Joel does have a huge vagina and does bleed once. a
Oh,
month,
it's
but-
enlarged, huh?
Well, he's a big guy,
His
yeah.
vagina's huge.
Yes, it is. It is. But are you ready to set up the very last weird sports list?
Well, you know, in WrestleMania, we've had football players there before. We have had Lawrence Taylor go up against Bam Bigelow. We had Refrigerator
R.I.P.
Perry at WrestleMania, too.
Ooh, he did the Super Bowl shuffle?
And we also had Dick Buttkiss.
I'm sure you did.
What?
I'm sure you did have Dick Butt Kiss.
Well, you're not referring to that I kiss dicks and butts.
Well, no, I'm not. Well, yeah, I am.
That's what Joel would do.
that's-
Because he's a girl and he kisses dicks and butts.
That's how he got sick. That's true.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't go around kissing dicks and butts.
Well, speaking of kissing dicks and butts, we've got an awesome weird sport for the last one. It's our most requested weird sport.
This is the most requested one.
People love this.
How do you get your requests?
We get them on Twitter. We get them emailed into us, and people are saying that was my favorite. That's the one I want to hear.
See. You don't get letters, huh?
No,
you don't
letters?
Get letters?
Nobody writes letters anymore.
No mail. I don't see any mailbags in here.
Do you get mailbags?
I get mailbags.
Well, a lot of your fans don't know how to use computers yet. So.
No, I don't care for them.
That makes sense. Well, this one is, you'd like this. It's chess boxing.
Chess boxing.
Yeah, people play chess and then they box.
They box while chessing?
Yeah, yes, well, they chess and then they box and they chess.
I am intrigued. I must say I'm intrigued.
Well, in that case, maybe we should listen to it.
All right, let's listen to chess boxing.
Let's check it out. Chess boxing. And now it's time for another Weird Sports.
All right, what you got for this week, Phil?
All right, this week's Now's Weird Sport. Chess boxing.
I have totally heard of chess boxing.
Joel has totally heard of chess boxing.
There was a piece
Jordan.
on NPR.
Next weird sport. Go to the next one.
What? You've heard of this?
Yeah, well, if Joel's heard of it.
Why?
If it's
No,
on
but
NPR,
this is
I'd probably
an
listen
awesome
to it.
weird
No,
sport.
I'm
Not that
prepared
weird.
for chess boxing.
Next
We're talking
sport.
about it.
Next weird.
No, it's weird.
Because this might be one of my favorite
Okay,
sports
fine. We're going to break with format a little bit. Jordan, if it's not weird, why don't you tell us how chess boxing works?
Okay. You got a couple of guys who are like a little less dorky than the normal people who play chess.
Okay, you're right so far.
Yes.
And you have a chessboard.
Yeah, you're right
Regulation
so far.
chessboard. Everyone's
Yeah.
got the same amount of chess pieces. You got a white team, you got a black team.
You're doing pretty well so far.
Okay. And then after you move, you hit them.
You know what? You're not that far off.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
You're pretty close. Let me tell you the real thing. It's a hybrid sport that combines chess with boxing in alternating rounds. Like you said, kind of. It was invented by a Dutch cartoonist.
Okay.
His name was Ape Rubig.
All right, it's a weird sport again.
Yeah, it's a weird sport. It was invented by a Dutch cartoonist who was inspired by a French comic book called Le Froid de Quateur.
I do like that comic.
I was so bored of football.
It was actually, this sport was featured in a comic book, and the guy's like, that's pretty cool. Let's do it in real life. And he did it.
That does
I
not
like
work
that.
for a lot of things in comic books.
No, The Walking Dead didn't work that way. They were like, let's make it to a sport. And then a bunch of people got eaten by zombies. Very awkward.
I was thinking flight more, but
I'm going to say spoiler alert. Next week's weird sport.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Zombie running from. Next week's weird sport. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of the rules of the game so you don't follow Jordan's rules and get confused.
yeah.
Fair enough.
A match consists of up to 11 alternating rounds of boxing and chess.
It's pretty sweet.
It's pretty awesome, right? You don't want me to skip this weird sport.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, the match begins with a 4-minute chess round. The entire time, their hands are shaking. They're going,
They're doing the
is there a clock in
right?
chess?
To the clock.
Oh, see, that's even differenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Differenter? Well played. Apparently somebody got punched a bunch of times before we started doing weird sports.
I winced after I said it.
See, that's the thing that's great about this sport is that you're playing chess really fast the entire time. You're going, oh my God, this guy who's making these moves is going to punch me in a little bit. I get punched in the face by this guy. But it's followed immediately with the 4 minutes of chess, followed by 3 minutes of boxing.
That is substantial.
Regulation round, right?
According
According to
three
Mike
minutes
Tyson's
is a
punch
regular
out,
round,
it's
yeah.
3 minutes. Okay.
According to better sources than Mike Tyson's Punch Out, yes.
That's a
It's
really good
3-minute
source.
round.
That's how I assume all boxing takes place. You're
Yeah.
a 2-foot-tall guy fighting a 9-foot-tall guy who's got some sort of gimmick.
I
Like-
haven't seen a boxing match that steered me another way. Keep
Okay.
going, though. This is
Absolutely. There's a 1-minute break in between rounds so people can either relax after the mental stress of chess or tend to their wounds after getting punched in the face a bunch. Speed chess is the one that's used, is the form, so it's hitting little boxes. They only have 12 minutes for the whole game that they have running down on their clock for speed chess, right? So if you exceed those 12 minutes, you lose. Game over. Because it's the same as speed chess, right?
Okay, and I think the next logical question is, can you get a knockout?
Well, I'll tell you. Competitors may win by a knockout, yes. So you're having a terrible chess game, right?
Like,
you
let's
play
say-
4 minutes of chess and you're like, I have lost all my pawns, my queen is gone, my rook is in trouble. I better punch the hell out of this guy, or I'm going to lose.
This guy's 5'8" and really stringy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
I can totally
You
wreck
could
this
even-
guy's
right.
shit.
you have 12 minutes on there. You would even have enough time for almost three full rounds of not making any chess moves
Right,
at all.
it's really true. Just sitting there
just
getting
letting
nervous.
the clock run out
Yeah.
before you go after the guy again.
I'd like to see like Mike Tyson compete in this and just not play chess and just
Yeah.
stare him down, cracking his knuckles while the other guy's taking his chess move.
Intellectual
rope-a-dope.
Yeah,
Mike
exactly.
Tyson in his prime would win every single boxing chess match. But that's the thing is the fact that you can win or lose it with either.
Right.
That if you win either the chess or the boxing, you win the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I find so amazing.
How is the boxing scored?
Well, here's the deal. So competitors may win by a knockout, achieving a checkmate by a judge's decision. So if you go all the way,
Okay.
judge's decision again, or if the opponent's 12 minutes of chess time is exceeded.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like legitimately you're playing both sports, and if you win at either, you win.
This is awesome.
I think it is too, because if you suck at one, then it amps up the pressure for the other.
What if you're really good at chess, but then you get like tagged with a left hook?
Right,
And, like you get
exactly.
saved by the bell, and they're like, "Oh, that's great," but we still have to wake them up enough that like, what if you're punch drunk and trying to play chess? You're like, I think I can move here.
You're
Totally.
seeing multiple pieces.
Yeah.
You got double vision.
So if someone told me that there was going to be a live boxing chess exhibition in Los Angeles, I would.
Oh
go.
God, I'd
Where
be
do
there
I
in a
sign
second.
up?
Everyone
I'd
in
be
the
there
greater
a
Los
second.
Angeles, give me a call, folks. Shoot an email to the sports podcast
At gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll all go. Okay, here's the deal. This fixes the Mike Tyson problem, all right? If a competitor fails to make a move during the chess round, he is issued a warning and must move within the next 10 seconds.
Oh.
So Mike Tyson would have to at least know the basics of moving around the pieces.
Well, he could make a move per round,
Right.
you know.
And then spend the rest of the time staring
then
down
spend
just
the rest
going,
of
I'm
the time
gonna
pounding
kill
at
you.
people, yeah.
You're gonna die, boy. Yeah.
The thing is, Mike Tyson usually just needed like the 1 or 2 rounds to knock out professional boxers. I can't imagine.
The other question is there a weight class? Do they have weight classes here?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
do they have brain classes?
That would be awesome.
But do
Well,
they have that in chess, like levels
They
of
do.
how good
They
you
do
are?
have levels. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll cut forward to that. World-class chess boxers must not only be experienced boxers, but they also must be at least Class A strength chess players. I assume Class A is one of the higher ones because it's Class A.
It's got to be pretty. I would be
mean, you gotta
certain
be a
that none
smart
of us
dude.
are Class A.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be pretty smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also have to be a boxer.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to, I mean, it doesn't really say exactly.
People say, "Oh, boxing. It's this one was like a chess match."
Right. well, here's my big
They
question.
rarely say this chess game was like a boxing match.
Right, exactly.
You might say
They were
it was
slugging
a
it out.
slugfest.
There were pawns dropping left and right.
Cut me.
Now, I know what everybody's thinking. Everybody's thinking,
What happens if somebody bleeds in the chessboard?
no, but that's a good question.
Yeah.
I assume they just keep playing over it and it just
Yeah.
gets that much more dramatic.
Can you take the stuffing out of your gloves?
No, you can't do that.
Why
It's gotta
would
be
you be able to
regulation
do that in
boxing.
chess
It's got to
boxing?
be regulation boxing. Right. But what I'm sure you're all thinking is, what celebrities back this sport, right?
Yeah.
There is one.
Really?
RZA of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh,
RZA, huge fan of the sport.
I
am
believe he's
pleased.
my favorite member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
There is a Wu-Tang Clan song called "The Mystery of Chess Boxing," and this is on their first album.
What a subtle reference.
Right, it's a subtle reference, but it's from their '93 album. So this is when the sport was very new.
Wow.
From Enter the Wu-Tang.
Not bandwagon
RZA.
fans.
No, RZA's been a long time fan, 20-year fan.
As it would turn out, RZA's always been my favorite member of the Wu-Tang
Right.
Clan. I didn't have an opinion on the Wu-Tang Clan members until now, and now RZA's my favorite.
Yeah, no, it's freaking brilliant, which is awesome. I think it needs a celebrity endorser. I think this needs to get out to the people more.
I want to see this
Yeah.
in the schools.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great. I feel like it would take out a lot of aggression and make bullies get a little smarter.
Yeah. Plus, all your nerd folk could probably be great at qualifying for the lower weight classes.
Yeah, totally.
And they learn a little something about self-defense.
Yeah, it's about time.
I am envisioning.
I mean, that's why I bullied people, because they really need to learn about self-defense.
Guys, this movie writes itself.
Right. I think that the chess boxing movie does need to be made.
The high school drama and he winds up getting the girl who all she ever did was date guys from the boxing team.
Right. But he was captain of the chess team. Gah.
From zero to hero.
You
This is-
totally get me, but I have a boyfriend. Oh.
This is what I want to see. I want to see Deep Blue take on George Foreman.
I think George Foreman's old. George Foreman might have been able in his prime to punch Deep Blue into submission.
Right, we'll see.
I absolutely
I mean,
believe
Deep
that he
Blue is
could
just
have.
a giant, it's just a big computer.
Yeah. But I
But-
believe if you strike computers really hard over and over again,
Yeah.
oftentimes it will result
But
in a
I
computer
also
not
think that
functioning
Deep
anymore.
Blue might be able to beat George Foreman in 4 minutes in chess. Because that's when it opens.
entirely possible.
You know, I would love to see this match. George Foreman would just try to put it off as long as he can.
I would, yeah. What about the one we really missed out on? I think was obviously Muhammad Ali versus Bobby Fischer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That would be a match for the ages. Bobby Fischer would get. Have you seen pictures of Bobby Fischer?
He's a kook, right?
He would not be able to take a punch. No way. His face would collapse.
Especially a punch from Muhammad Ali.
Right,
Not
exactly.
just a punch.
Right,
The
Muhammad
punch.
Ali, yes, the famous punch of all time. And that was chess boxing. That also brings an end to another sports podcast.
Why couldn't I say one of the sports?
Do you want to say it? You
I
want to
wanna
take the
say
second one?
of the
Here we
sports.
go.
You have me here wasting my time.
I'm sorry.
With all your
Here you
damn
go. You say
weird
the second one. Here it is. And that comes to a close. Another episode of Sports. Sports podcast. That just felt like it ruined the flow. No offense.
You should
to
have
the-
had me do the last one.
Okay, we'll do the last one. Here we go. That comes to a close. Another episode of Sports. Podcast. But before we go, we want to say thank you very much, Vince McMahon, for covering for Joel and Jordan for not being here.
It is my pleasure. Anything to get the word out on WrestleMania 28. And also, Curtain Jerks, who seems to call me a lot and be on their show.
That's true. Yeah, I would say that that's kind of like your new WWE is Curtain Jerks.
Yes, that is my bread and butter. Those guys seem to think it's funny when they call me. I don't find anything humorous.
Well, it's very funny. You got to check it out on Comedy Podcast Network. Also, if you want to reach Sports Podcast, you can
You
just
send them a letter.
you can send us a letter.
You get a piece of paper and you get a pen or a pencil if you're a child and you're not supposed to use ink, and you get your parents' permission, and then you get a stamp, and then what's the address that they send a letter to?
That's a lot of effort.
What
That
are you
is-
talking about?
That's so much effort to put in getting a stamp. Why they could just go online and just send an email to sportspodcast@gmail.com.
Good luck if you can do that getting online somehow.
Okay, they can because they also have Twitter at Sports3Podcast.
Doesn't make any sense.
Or they can find us on Facebook by searching Sports Podcast. They can also find us on iTunes by searching Sports 3, all one word with number 3, space podcast on iTunes. Please rate and review. And yeah, this was a really fun show. Thank you for coming, Vince
It
McMahon.
was my pleasure. Phil Ranta, you're fired.
All right, I'm fired, so I better take off. Lights off. For more funny stuff for your eyes and ears, go to comedypodcastnetwork.com.